Hello, I'm Jashykins, and I got finished with watching Fringe a little bit ago. And I'm here to review it, of course. The latest Fringe episode was The Consultant, and I want to see next week's episode now! Not necessarily because of what happens in the episode itself, but the teaser for what happens. Yeah, well, the preview for next week's episode. But, okay. Evil observers! And, now I'll get to the episode and I'll talk a little bit about what I think about the preview for next week's episode. Next week's episode will be Letters of Transit. Anyways, about this episode, The Consultant, it was good. It was just like, Bolivia is searching for who, was responsible for Lincoln Lee's death. And they find out that, the alt broils is the little mole. And, yeah, I was glad they finally got him revealed, especially since he was going to do something that would destroy both universes. Yeah, this Walter crosses to the Redverse to help with the investigation better, because the case of the week was that people were dying in the Blueverse, like how the Redverse counterparts were dying. And what was discovered was that, Robert Jones was causing it. And what they discover at the end of the episode is that, well, Jones wasn't, the case this week had no real significance to Jones. It was merely testing for something way worse. And as I said before, if Jones had gotten his way and alt broils had attached the device to, the device that Peter used at the season finale of last season, destroy the universes. So the case we're merely testing. But I think the best line this week was when Walter has crossed over and he's being led by Bolivia and Lincoln Lee. He's like, oh, I think I should have brought a casserole because that's always, it cheers people up or makes sadness easier to bear or something. And so Walter, Bolivia, and Lincoln Lee are looking at one of the bodies, and Walter goes, is looking at the frequency, actually listening to it, and then he takes out something from his bag to test about things happening in his universe, and it's a hand, and Bolivia's like, oh god, they actually have the quote on here. You couldn't bring over a casserole, but a severed hand is okay. That was just awesome. But yeah, and we finally get to see the reason why Alt Broyles was going to the dark side. It's because that Jones was giving Alt Broyles medication to give to his son, because I guess Alt Broyles' son was originally messed up or something. So that's why he was doing it, to save his son. And so that made it when Walter and all Broyles had a discussion about, basically saving their sons, respective sons, that it was like, oh God, Walter, you accidentally are pushing him to do it. It's something you do not want him to do at all. But yeah, Walter is back to being really happy about Peter being with Olivia. Oh, it's so cute to see him happy. And we got to see Astrid and Alta Astrid together again. And it was great because if you remember, coffee is really extremely rare in the Redverse. And so Astrid brings Alta Astrid some coffee. And Alta Astrid's like, oh, coffee! Well, she's much more reserved, almost robotic. So she didn't react in that way, but that was the feeling, so that was cool. Yeah. So a bunch of stuff was revealed. So this is a good episode. And as I hinted at the beginning of this video, not really hinted at so much as told, next week's, oh, hang on. I'm jumping ahead of myself. The glyphs this week spelled out Simon. I don't know what the hell that means, but it spells out Simon, so all you geeks out there can figure that one out. And as for the Observer this week, I again didn't catch it. I think now looking back, I noticed someone, but I didn't really think Observer. And the Observer this week climbs the stairs behind Jones when Broyles meets him to take the device for Liberty Island. Because I think I saw someone behind Jones, but yeah, not Observer. Okay, now to talk about Letters of Transit, next week's episode. Just a little bit about, what I think for it. Letters of Transit, they're going to it's jumping ahead to the future to the year 2036, where it seems the observers invaded. Like, they were observing in the past, and they take over. Evil observers, these guys who we didn't know if they were good or evil, and I basically thought that they were just trying to get time to go on as planned, so they were basically good. Neutral, lawful neutral. So yeah, it's like they were evil, and it seems like the people are now going to have to fight them. So that's, oh my god, yeah. But on Fringepedia, they do have only one thing marked about the episode, under the trivia. Generic and fictional layers of transit are credentials uniquely issued by an occupying force that allow the bearer unhampered passage through a contested region or war zone. So that seems like a nice little hint of what's going to be happening next week. And just really can't wait till the next episode. I have to wait. I don't know which one I'm anticipating seeing more. The Cabin in the Woods or the next episode of Fringe. Please. But yeah, until the next video, goodbye.